Hello my dear students. Today we will talk about levers and this lesson is for grade 6 unit 1 lesson 1. Long time ago, man invented many simple machines to help him perform heavy tasks more easily. The most common simple machines are levers that were first described in 260 years before Christ by the Greek scientist Archimedes. Levers like what? Like the wheelbarrow, like the nutcracker, like the scissors. All of these machines are described as levers. What is the lever and what does the lever consist of? The lever, it's a rigid bar, and this bar may be straight or curved, and it rotates around a fixed point called fulcrum, and it's affected by an effort force and the resistance force. Again, it's a rigid bar, and this bar may be straight or curved, and it rotates around fixed point called fulcrum, and it's affected by an effort force and the resistance force. So, from the previous definition, we knew that the lever consists of three main structures. The first one is the resistance force, the second one is the effort force, and the third one is the fulcrum. The resistance force is symbolized by the letter R. The effort force is symbolized by the letter F, and the fulcrum is symbolized by the letter O. What is the resistance force? It's a force that results from the weight of the body that we want to move. It's a force that results from the weight of the body that we want to move. What about the effort force? The effort force is exerted by a person to equilibrate the resistance force. And the fulcrum, it's a fixed point where the bar rotates on. Again, it's a fixed point where the bar rotates on. Let's see an examples of levers. Examples of levers like the seesaw, like the crowbar, the scissors, pliers, nutcracker, stapler, ice or sweet holder, wheelbarrow, and manual broom. What is the importance of levers? The levers have 6 importances. The levers have 6 functions. Like what? First one, the levers are used to increase force. Like what? Like the crowbar, the nutcracker, the wheelbarrow, the bottle opener, or the soda opener. What is the meaning of increasing force? It means that I will do a small force to achieve a function that needs a lot of work to be done. Like what? Like holding this rock. If I try to hold this rock by my own hand, it will take a lot of effort. But if I try to lift it and carry it using a crowbar, it will be easier. Also in the nutcracker, if I try to break the nut with my bare hands, very hard. But by using the nutcracker, it will use a very small effort to achieve this function. And also the wheelbarrow and the bottle opener. So the first function of the levers is to increase force. The second function of the lever is to increase distance, like in manual broom. In the manual broom, your hands move a small distance at the upper part of the broom, while its lower part moves a longer distance. So here, in the manual broom, your hands moves a small distance at the upper part of the broom, while its lowest part moves a longer distance. So it allows exerting force for a small distance to move an object for a longer distance. The third function of the lever is to increase speed, like the hockey bat. Again, it's used to increase speed like the hockey bat. It increases the speed of objects that we inflict on. Number 4, moving force from one place to another. Example, in the manual broom, the force of your hand moves from one place to another to collect the garbage without bending. So it helps us to move force from one place to another. Number 5, it's used to be accurate in performing something. So the function is accuracy and performance. Like what? Like the tweezers. The tweezers are used to pick up very small objects. So the levers allow us to be accurate in performing something. Number 6 is to avoid dangers. Like what? Like coal holder or ice holder. Some levers are used to pick up the hot, cold, and poisonous materials. So here in the coal holder, for example, if you try to hold the coal with your hand, it will burn it. So we use the coal holder to avoid dangers. So there are 6 functions for the levers. It may cause increasing force or increasing distance, increasing speed, moving force from one place to another, accuracy in performance, and avoid dangers. Now, let's talk about the types of levers. The levers are divided into 3 types. The 3 types of levers are divided or classified according to the location of the effort force, resistance force, and the fulcrum. The location of these 3 things affect the types of the lever. What are the types of levers? The types of levers are 3 types. First class levers, second class levers, and third class levers. In the first class levers, I have the fulcrum between resistance and effort. Again, in the first class levers, I have the fulcrum between effort and resistance. So if I want to define the first class levers, I can say that they are levers that have the fixed point, which is fulcrum, between effort force and resistance force. And by the way, they are the most popular type of levers in our daily life. Like what? I have here like the seesaw, like the crowbar, suction pump or water pump, nail clipper, the balance, the scissors, the pencil, the plier, the paddle, hammer claw. All of these levers are first class lever. And why did I say that they are first class levers? Because the fulcrum is between resistance and effort. There is a very important note. What is this note? That each of the scissors, pliers, pencil, and nail clipper are composed of 2 first class levers. Why? In the pincers and the pliers and the scissors and in the nail clipper, I have 2 rigid bars, and that's why we said that it composed of 2 first class levers. So here, give reason, paddle is a first class lever because it has the fulcrum between effort and resistance. What about the second class levers? In the second class levers, I have the resistance between fulcrum and effort. Again, in the second class levers, I have resistance between effort and fulcrum. So what are the second class levers? They are levers that have resistance force between the effort force and fulcrum. Like what? Like the wheelbarrow, nutcracker, soda water opener or the bottle opener, stapler. All of these levers are second class levers. Why do we call them a second class levers? Because they have the resistance between the effort force and the fulcrum. What about the third class levers? In the third class levers, I have effort force between resistance force and fulcrum. Again, I have the effort force between resistance force and fulcrum. So the third class levers are levers that have the effort force between resistance force and fulcrum. Like what? The third class levers, like the ice holder, the hockey bat, and the manual broom, tweezers, sweet holder, fishing tool. All of these levers are third class levers. Why do we call them third class levers? Because they have the effort between resistance and fulcrum. Tweezers is composed of 2 levers of the third class levers. So how can we determine the type of the lever? We can determine the type of the lever by determining the position of the effort force, resistance force, and fulcrum. And number 2, identify the middle point of the lever. And number 3, determine the type of the lever as in the following table. For example, if the middle point was the fulcrum, so it's a first class lever. And if the middle point was the resistance, so it's a second class lever. And if the middle point was the effort force, so it's a third class lever. So in this lesson, we talked about what is the meaning of a lever, what does the lever consist of. We said that the lever consists of 3 parts: effort, force, resistance force, and fulcrum. And we said that the resistance force is the result from the weight of the body that we want to move. The effort force is exerted by a person to equilibrate the resistance, and the fulcrum is a fixed point where the bar rotates on. What is the importance of the levers? We said that there are 6 importances of the lever. First one, increasing force, as in crowbar, nutcracker, wheelbarrow, bottle opener. Number 2, increasing distance, as in the manual broom. Number 3, increasing speed, as in the hockey bat. Number 4, moving force from one place to another, like in the manual broom. Number 5, accuracy in performance, as in tweezers. Number 6, avoid dangers, as in coal holder or ice holder. And we said that there are 3 types of levers: first class levers, second class levers, and third class levers. In this first class levers, I have the fulcrum between effort and resistance. In the second class lever, I have the resistance between fulcrum and effort. And in the third class lever, I have the effort between fulcrum and resistance. So how can we determine the type of the lever? By determining the position of effort, resistance, and fulcrum, identify the middle point, and determine the type of the lever as in the following table. If the middle point was the fulcrum, so it's a first class lever. If the middle point was the resistance, so it's a second class lever. And if the middle point was the force, the effort force, so it's a third class lever. That's all for this lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay home, stay safe, and good luck.